When you look at this, special UK-U.S. relationship, I mean, this was kind of mired in controversy at the start, as we had heard from the Times that there was a démarche of a U.S. official saying that actually the UK should deal with Northern Ireland differently. I mean, have you seen anything like that in your times?
Well, it's a particularly difficult issue because President Biden personally feels very strongly about supporting the Good Friday Agreement. And, when we negotiated that, keeping the open border between North and South in Ireland was extremely important. So obviously that's got the potential to be an extremely difficult problem, a difficult problem principally for the UK and its relationship with Northern Ireland and with the Republic in Europe, but also, of course, it can complicate the American relationship. There are ways through it, by the way. My institute recently published a paper showing how we might be able to align the positions and resolve this question. But yes, of course, it's going to be a difficult issue. But, there are always difficult questions between the President of the United States and the UK Prime Minister. You just got to get over them. And I think the point is that there are huge things that we need to do together right now around global health, around climate change, as the President was saying there, emerging technologies and the relationship with China. So this relationship between the US and the UK, it's strong. It's got very, very deep roots. It'll stay strong.
So what solutions, Mr. Blair, do you see actually on this Northern Ireland impasse?
Well, you're going to have to try and get down to the practical questions of what goods really come from Britain into Northern Ireland and then with the likelihood of going into Europe. I mean, the problem with the border in Northern Ireland, as was always going to be the case, is that once the UK decided that it was going to do a Brexit that involved leaving the single market and the customs union, and that border between North and South in Ireland was going to become the external border of the European Union, and therefore a hard border. And so the frictionless travel and exchange of goods over that border was in principle, therefore, going to come to an end if the UK came out of the single market and customs union. The way they resolved that through this Northern Ireland Protocol was for Northern Ireland to stay essentially part of that European market system to a large degree, whilst Britain, the mainland, wasn't. So this differentiation between Northern Ireland and the rest of the UK was always going to cause problems. There are practical solutions. I won't get into all the details, but it's a problem that was there from the very beginning. It was inherent in the type of Brexit we did. And the only resolution of it is to try and make sure that you keep Northern Ireland aligned with European regulation insofar as is possible without completely disrupting the relationship between Britain and Northern Ireland.
But so does that mean that the EU needs to show more flexibility, or is it actually a problem that the UK has to resolve?
It's partly a problem of trust, actually, Francine. I mean, the two sides and there's not a lot of that around, and goodwill. So if you work out what are the practical problems here and you really try and solve them, it's possible to solve them. But it's difficult because of the inherent problem of principle.